sound countdown.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell.
Bell, my heart starts to pound. Boom. Yes, I'm still sick. I've got to go get my... let me just turn this off real quick. Oh.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves,
turn on
seeking
Do Not
success.
Disturb.
Together we'll conquer, no room for any less.
And
Listen now.
let's turn on the AI
Every morning I wake up to the sound
tracking.
of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound.
We're going to go to Linktree.
Trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.
There we go.
Tune in daily, don't miss a single show.
Open this up.
Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake
Morning,
up to
Wendy.
the sound
By
of the trading bell.
Seeking
My heart starts to
Alpha.
pound. Daily stock
All
pick trading
links
podcast
here.
in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in
Morning,
daily,
Leo.
don't miss a single show.
Lilo.
Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow.
Pin
Taking
message.
risks, making moves,
There we
seeking
go.
success. Together we'll
I am officially sponsored by Seeking Alpha for the month of February. I have to look at the contract. I think it's morning, Scott. I think it's the month of February. They're paying me not only an affiliate like fee. Oh, I got to turn this on. That actually changes the color. That little light in the back. Hood is down even more. Eli Lilly flying. I mean, we'll go over that one. Clear, under 1,000. Microsoft is up 411. I mean, Microsoft at $400. Good God! But the Wall Street Journal just decimated Microsoft. I haven't read the article, but I saw the headline. Palantir's down. Palantir, great quarter. Couldn't hold on to it. I mean, that's kind of, again, that's the market we're in. So, let's open up some of the links that I've got. We've got Eli Lilly. We'll go over Eli Lilly because, excuse me. I'm going to have to mute this a lot. Open link with Chrome. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm still sick. Sonos killed it. I used to trade this one a lot. It's a tradable stock, and you can see how it, 1 year you're up 7%, but 5 years you're down 50%. I mean, it's been a death spiral. Wall Street still loves it. And anybody who has Sonos speakers absolutely loves them. So, open with Google Chrome. We're going to look at AMD. That's an interesting, I thought it was going to stop it at 277. It's down at 242. So, LITE killed it. We'll look at that one. The biggest movers in the market are all earnings. It's all earnings related. I mean, it is what it is. Western Digital up 7% yesterday. I found this one, and I want to see what it's doing in pre-market because their earnings came out. Yeah. This was, honestly, I should have bought this one when I saw it. This fits the narrative. And I'll give you the story around that one. If you haven't seen the second half 2021 stocks and haven't kept those, we're right at the $78 support that I put in there on September 3rd. So we'll look at some of that with journal stuff. And hey, Intel CEO, he just said memory is going to be the bottleneck. Coherent. And it's kind of like, Zuckerberg said, hey, energy is going to be the bottleneck. Well, guess what's up year to date as one of the top ones? It's energy. So finding stocks and seeking alpha. I mean, this is just so good. Michael Burry, again, day 2 of not paying $400 for Michael Burry's thing. And you can get it with, all the summaries with TrendSpider, Seeking Alpha. Bitcoin holding steady. I do have a theory on Bitcoin that I heard yesterday that I really liked. The memory crunch, and Apple is said to be probably one of the best ones in the market. U.S. economy set to run hot, and I agree with this take. And this is kind of where I'm at. Is hey, it's gonna run hot. And Larry, at some point in time, the bubble pops. U.S. stocks finish lower as Wall Street tech. We'll kind of go over that. I've got five stocks that hit pretty significant levels yesterday. This is the transportation ETF. We'll take a look at that because I do think that you should be looking at some of this stuff. This is Mike, who goes over a great scan for triangle breakouts with TrendSpider. I mean, it's just so good. And again, we're going to go over TrendSpider there, and we'll start out with some Seeking Alpha stuff. So, and yeah, for anybody that's annoyed by ads, you're going to get a ton of ads today, just so you know. Just so you know. Okay. Hoofa. Okay, I'm going to hit record now. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's Hump Day, February 4th. We're going to go over a lot. We're going to go over TrendSpider and Sidekick, how it predicted the future, the market. We will go over 4 stocks, hit significant levels. Crypto, finding stocks and seeking alpha. I found a couple that you might be interested in. Earnings, which is driving the market. I want to start off with the month of February, and the month is sponsored by Seeking Alpha. Sponsored. My first sponsorship. They wanted to sponsor during the month of February, so I have to read a disclaimer. And since it's sponsored, I do have to. The content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice and does not represent the views of Seeking Alpha. Links above or below include affiliate links, which means I may receive compensation such as affiliate commissions if you sign up or purchase through the links provided. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Any investment carries a potential for loss. There you go. It's official, and you're going to get a ton of ads. You will. But before I get into the ads, let me just bring up listening skills. If you think that the entire podcast is ads, you're not listening. Because what did I say? Selling Meta above 730. Remember that? Remember that? We're at 688. Remember that? Resistance? Again, was that an ad? No. Apple, my largest position in my portfolio, had a blowout quarter. Anything below 260 was a great buy. Remember that? Remember that? Up almost 6% in the 4-hour algorithm. Remember that? I say it again. It will be a $280 stock. That's not an ad. I actually, at some point in time this year, I sold NVIDIA. And I probably mentioned it. I don't know if I did, but probably I sold at 190, wound up buying more Micron. For paid members, I had a stock that I bought that is now up 10%. And did I say buy SanDisk, SNDK, on its day of earnings? I said anything under 600, it did go under 600. It ran all the way up close to $700. Today it's at $678. So before you complain, there's just 5 things that I did. I'll give you a bonus. You know, Boyle and KOLD. When Boyle popped, I said, you know what? KOLD probably is the play. And you know what? KOLD was the play. Here it is in TrendSpider. This is Boyle. KOLD on that day where Boyle popped. These are inverse ETFs. They are triple leveraged ETFs. So yeah. So before you think that this is just an ad, again, I'll bring that up. Now, let's bring up TrendSpider and Sidekick. If you have questions about Sidekick, here's a great example, a perfect example. Again, it's just an ad. But remember on 126, I'll go back here and we'll go into my Sidekick and we will go back to, let's see, I think it's the it is the untitled. 126 at 8:59 a.m. I said, can you do a full Wall Street style analysis of CRDO before their earnings? What price should I pay? Are there any chart issues with the stock right now? CRDO. Final verdict. I won't read it for you, but I did post it. I posted it for everyone to see. Again, it's just an ad, but I've been talking about CRDO. If you listen to this podcast, more than likely you do own CRDO. Why? Because it's a seeking alpha stock. And it said on 126, do not buy at 133. Set alerts for 100 to 110. Be patient. Technical damage suggests lower prices are coming. For current holders, trim if profitable, take some off the table. Hold core if you believe in long-term story. Set stops at 100 for risk management. That was 126, okay? Again, this entire podcast is just ads. So you wouldn't know anything. And again, if you did this for yourself, kudos to you. CRDO is currently trading at 108. On 126, the stock was trading for $135. Did you take profits? Well, maybe you don't have the tools, or maybe you weren't listening. That's the point. The price right now is between, you could have gotten this yesterday. Yesterday, its low was 105. Okay. Today, it's at 108. It's down 2% from its close. So again, it remains a strong buy in the quant. We can go and look at it. It remains a strong buy. Let's go and look at CRDO. Because from a fundamental standpoint, this makes sense to own. Okay, and their earnings aren't coming up until March 4th. TrendSpider Sidekick hit it on the head. So, another little tidbit in TrendSpider, if you want it. This What's Happening Now tab right here, okay? There are basically preset things. One of the things that I actually found yesterday, little tidbit, okay? CNBC recommendations. This is interesting. This was super interesting because it lists all of Jim Cramer's buys, all of Stephanie Link's buys, all of Joe Terranova, and you can apply filters for what it says. And it gives you all of the stocks that they have recommended. Monday, February 2nd, Stephanie Link suggested EWZ, Brazil ETF. Jim Cramer on February 2nd suggested Dillard's. He also suggested he's super bullish on Dollar General. Again, you can just go down here and look at that. I urge anybody, if you have TrendSpider, Go and play with it. Play with things. I'm an old guy. Okay? I'm an old man. I have my set thinking, my set, I've been using this for 5 years. There is a lot of TrendSpider that I just don't use. Okay? And one of the things is Mike here. I don't use these ascending triangles, descending triangles, and stuff like that. Mike in this short little, what is it? Let's see, 1 minute and 16 seconds. He shows you how to use the market scanner to scan for breakouts like this one in rocket companies, where it just took off. Okay, this was on my watch list. I've been saying, hey, I should own this one. Well, I haven't had the chance to buy it. It just got out of that 11% at $19. I was saying in December I should own this one. At $19, it went for an 11% run. Is it going for another one? Mike did the scan, and it looks like it's breaking out. So again, if you think that this is just one ad, don't go to Linktree. But if you want some of these, go to Linktree. TrendSpider is on sale. You can get it. Again, they've kept in the 52 trainings. If you're paying for TrendSpider and you don't know anything about technicals and it's within your budget, go to this advanced tier. Okay, the most popular is premium. Temu is the standard. It's fine for most people. It's perfectly fine. But the premium is probably the best one. Again, the tools are there for you. And if you call this just an ad, you're not listening. These are the tools that I use. I'm not sure how to do the market without these tools. Now, let's talk about what's happening in the market. We're just going to go over here and we're going to look at some things. But let's talk about what's happening in the market. I think AI is now being priced out of the market. And if that doesn't make sense, let me explain. You're seeing construction and manufacturing with real products be the leading indicator. That's why the Dow Jones is actually leading. I put the Dow 30 stocks in here, okay, into a watch list, and I ranked them by quant. The one that's the highest rated in the quant, it's Disney. It's Disney. But I think you're seeing in Wall Street, Microsoft is the highest rated. Walmart is the highest rated, which just hit $1 trillion. Why is the market pulling back? Simple answer. There is no upside potential left in the market. The S&P is already at 22 times earnings. We can go and look at QQQ. I've been saying it for weeks now, for a month, since October. Hey, we hit that 633. That's the resistance. The S&P is at 22 times forward earnings. All future returns are expected from earnings growth. No room for multiple expansion. So you're seeing some of these beaten down stocks that even beat earnings by a little bit take off. Okay? Investors are slowly de-risking their portfolios. You see that in gold and silver. You can see that in a recent run-up of the iShares US Transportation ETF. Okay? Over 1 month, this is up 5.2%. I went over the market data with everybody before. The market data clearly says that it's value, that it's things. Again, transports, if you look at this holding of this one, the number one holding is Uber Technologies. Over 1 month, they're down 4.8%. So in this ETF, which is up 5%, you're seeing Union Pacific, UPS, FedEx, Old Dominion Freight. Go and look at this one. Over 1 month, this is up 16%. Year to date, it's up 21%. It's old, trusted freight. And then you're seeing some things like Cisco. Let's just go over these 4 stocks. Cisco, all-time highs since its IPOs. Since its IPO, and guess what? Its IPO was way back here in 1994. We finally reached new all-time highs. Caterpillar. I don't even think I can go back to this one. Let's go look at a yearly. Because this one just reached new all-time highs since 1929. Doesn't even go back to that date. Okay? Exxon. Highest price ever since it was first listed in 1920. Exxon ripped through that 120 resistance, hasn't stopped since. It tested that support, went right back. Coke, highest level since its IPO in 1919. Again, these are stocks that are reaching all-time highs. Cisco, Caterpillar, Exxon, Coke. Are these ones that you have in your portfolio? Probably not. Software got killed again. Anthropic released another toolkit making it easier to copy software. Even Palo Alto Networks, okay? Cybersecurity. The market doesn't believe that cybersecurity is going to make it. This was down 5% yesterday. I do believe this article, okay? The U.S. is set to run the economy hot in 2026. This article outlines it perfectly. That best in guidance, the administration is pursuing a policy mix that includes extending tax cuts, deregulating the banking sector, which is why financials probably will rip at some point, implementing various measures to tackle the affordability crisis. They are going to run the market hot. Typically, what does that lead to? That will lead to increased inflation at some point in time. It's a short-term view on the market. And I believe that's what's happening. So you have to have the tools in place to understand, what are you going to buy? And that's why I like, again, premium tells me CRDO may be not doing great. And I can use the tools that I have to say, okay, TrendSpider Sidekick, what do you think of CRDO? Because it is one of the strongest buys in Seeking Alpha. Fundamentally, it makes sense. Technically, it's got some breakdowns. So that's the way I'm using these. And I heard a great thesis yesterday, a fantastic thesis, because you're seeing the memory crunch. Well, we'll go into, let's bring this up first. Okay, Apple. Memory crunch hit smartphone and all it, but Apple maintains shine. This is why I think Apple is the best risk reward in this market, because I don't think that it's risky. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, its growth is questionable, 10%, but that's better than the sector. But its profitability is fantastic, okay? Its gross profit margin is 47%. That's great. Its momentum, it's been doing well. It hasn't been doing great, but it's better than the sector. And analysts, they're bringing their price, earnings per share, and revenue up. And I heard a great thesis, okay? Gold and silver rallied again yesterday, and they're rallying again in today's market. The thesis that Bitcoin and crypto bros have found the gains in gold and silver, which is basically anti-fiat currency, because now you have Fidelity, BlackRock, the U.S. government, all owning Bitcoin and all pumping crypto. So crypto's, anti-government kind of stance. The crypto bros, they're all in bed. And you thought a strong administration was going to do this. But again, crypto may be down based on quantum improvements and security issues. So the biggest thing, again, back to Palo Alto. Why is Palo Alto down? Cybersecurity needs it. Well, maybe quantum computers, which can bust the crypto security. Maybe that's why gold and silver are going up so much, because crypto bros are scared of the tech. And if you don't think that things can go lower, let me bring up a cautionary tale of PayPal. Okay? PayPal over 1 year down 53%. Okay? Here in the 80s, when the stock was in the 80s back here, people were saying it ran from 71 up to 101 back in 2022. Here in 2025, it ran up to 87. Oh, we got a new CEO. It's going. The new CEO's out now. So what do? You have to have a strategy, okay? Bitcoin is holding steady today at 75,000. It was up slightly on Wednesday. It's holding steady. It's seen wild swings. We've gone over this before. I'll go over here to my Bitcoin holdings or my Bitcoin list, and I can show you Bitcoin. And we can go and we can look at a weekly on this one because I have it all outlined. I have it outlined here. The past 3 times that the RSI was down this low and the MACD was down here during that time. Again, the MACD is down at the place where it was. Do you want to time it? Because the last 3 times it's been down 82% and 78%. Currently, you're only down 41% from the peak. So can it go down? Absolutely, it can go down. And Michael Burry, welcome to another point in time where you don't have to pay for Michael Burry's $500 a year Substack because the news covers it completely. Michael Burry warns Bitcoin sell-off could trigger a death spiral. And he's right, it could. Why? Leverage. I've never had leverage in my portfolio in a major way. I've never traded on margin. I've never traded an option. So my account will not blow up and go to zero. Will it lose 40%? It could. But my crypto strategy is very simple. During times of bullishness, I want it to be 10% of my portfolio. When it gets to 11%, I'll trim 1%. During times of bullishness, I'll just let it sit. I have missed the run several times. But at 10% of my own portfolio, if it goes to zero, I lose 10%. I'm comfortable with that. So let's talk about finding stocks, okay? This was a great post. I just copied and pasted. Full disclosure, I copied and pasted this. 2026 isn't about faster chips. It's about moving data at the speed of light. This is the optics that stack Wall Street is quietly positioning around with AI workloads. Optics, chips, and devices, AVG, NVIDIA, Marvell, CRDO, A-Lab, Arista, or MTSI, Taiwan Semi, Intel, GFS, again, Cohere, Light, AAI. This is a great list. And this is where it came from. A nice graphic. Create a watch list. Create watch lists, be able to take these because in the market, even though the market's down, it's not all down. It feels horrible for me focused on the Mag 7, but that's my portfolio. I say it over and over again, and I even read the disclaimer. Do not follow a douche on the internet. Do your own research. That's what the tools are about. And I brought up this stock, Coherent, yesterday. I brought it up yesterday in office hours, okay? If you go to Linktree, which the link is down below, my newsletter, it's free. Office hours is for paid subscribers. But I brought up this one yesterday. Folks who listen to the office hours, they know why I brought it up. Have your watch list available. This was up 3% yesterday. It's up 4% in pre-market. It's a good stock. People who listen to the office hours know exactly why it's a good stock. And why should you have, the Intel CEO, Intel, I think it's a meme stock. But why should you have memory on your watch list? I went over memory in the office hours yesterday. We're going to go back to the core investments. I'll go to Sidekick. I had storage technology. I had it compare SanDisk, Western Digital, STX, and Micron. Sidekick. Go and have it compare it. Ask it which one you want. Create a watch list. Because I brought it up before. I said, hey, SNDK, SanDisk, under $600. It was a great buy. Where is it right now? $672. You could have gotten it all the way up to $725. And that was within a day. A day. So memory should be on your watch list. Remember maybe it was about 6 months ago, where Mark Zuckerberg said energy was the bottleneck for AI right now? Well, let's go and look at it. Because year to date, energy is the number one U.S. equity sector, up 15% year to date. Well, maybe they're telling you that storage is the new energy because that's the bottleneck. There's no relief until 2028. They're saying it out loud. And I'll bring up, okay, most people, I tell people, get premium and alpha picks. Why? Premium is just a great service. And we'll go over that. Alpha picks, it's a data-driven portfolio that beats the S&P. We had a stock yesterday that was taken out of the Alpha Picks portfolio. I didn't sell it. I'm still debating whether I'm going to sell it. Again, it's a portfolio. I've loved that stock for a long time since it was 40. It's trading in the 80s right now. Alpha Picks has loved it. It's returned a lot in that portfolio. But they said it's a rules-based portfolio. The stock in the quant has been a hold for 180 days. We're going to take it out. Okay, that's why I like Alpha Picks, a rules-based portfolio. Seeking Alpha Premium gives you a lot, because if you put things in a watch list, you can find out when they change to from a buy to a strong buy. It literally emails you every morning. And I had a stock in my watch list, but I honestly, the first time I saw it was using Seeking Alpha Pro. Because what do I get with Seeking Alpha Pro? I get this upgrades and downgrades. And I go in there every morning now and I look at it. Again, Pro, I would say the sweet spot is the bundle, which saves you $159. Go and research the tools. They are fantastic tools. But one stock that was in my watch list that got upgraded today after a 9% is one of the top 2026 second half stocks. We've seen this one since $4. It's trading at 79. I noticed, hey, look at this. 9.3. The support is $78. So that's where I should cut ties if it goes under that price. I did. Going to try and buy it after hours, and the 4-hour algorithm gave me a buy at 4 p.m. If not, I will try tomorrow. I did buy it. I bought it. So let's go and take a look at that chart, because I put the note in. I put that 77.90 in there. It's going past it. We just got out with a 4.8. I set up an alert to buy this. Why? Because now it's a strong buy in the market. It fits the narrative. It is a heavy electrical equipment and industrial. It fits the narrative. I want to start a position. I like this one. Wall Street has a price target of $110, 39%. I like this one. Am I going to load my portfolio in here? No. But again, seeing my notes and my journal, you can get an idea of where you want to buy this. I also found one this morning. Let me tell you a story about this morning. I was in this upgrades and downgrades section, and I saw one that fit the narrative. And I said, you know what? I'm sitting in bed. Maybe I should just buy this one. It's flat, but it hasn't released its earnings, but it fits the narrative. And it just went from a buy to a strong buy. Johnson Controls, it's up 6% after it beats top and bottom lines, initiates Q2 and updates full year 2026 outline. It went from last night from a buy to a strong buy. Now, it was at 124. This morning, we can look at it right as I sat in bed. You know, this morning, as I saw that one, we'll go to a 5-minute chart and we'll go to the pre-market. You can see this morning, it popped up here at 7 a.m. This morning at like 4 a.m., or I'm sorry, 6:30, it was at 124. I could have bought this one in pre-market. I didn't, but it fits the narrative. And again, it was just me scrolling through this and finding this. And I'll tell you, if you don't have Sidekick, go back and use Sidekick. I would tell you, if you don't have my paid newsletter, if you have my paid newsletter, you can go and look at the Tuesday office hours anytime. You can go and look at the last ones, or you can look at the February watch list, because I had Sidekick do an analysis of SanDisk, WDC, and STX. Oh, and I added Micron in there as well. And if you didn't know it, you know, Western Digital, they were up 7% yesterday. Outline new, stronger storage plans and buying back $4 billion. This is just the headline. Western Digital plans $4 billion stock buyback. Well, go and look at the market cap. It's $98 billion. So that's nearly 5% of their stock. Again, a 5% bump because they said they are buying it back immediately. Why? Because on their earnings, they said they can't keep up with demand. And what's driving this market? It's earnings. Biggest stock movers. Enphase up 21%. Digital Turn Buy up 20%. Supermicro up 7%. Take-Two Interactive all beat. Then you got your biggest losers. They all had issues with their earnings. It's AMD and Chipotle. They're the biggest ones. And let's just go over earnings. Because if you go here, and I mention this a lot on Seeking Alpha, just go down to here, the top stocks by market cap. You got Micron. I brought up Love the other day. You got Light, you got Ciena, you got VSAT, you got Krista. Again, a strong buy. That's a top quant stock that reports earnings up 10% in pre-market. Again, this is part of the Google ecosystem. It is part of the chips. It is an information technologies communications equipment. It fits the narrative. Have it on a watch list. Find it on. I found it on Seeking Alpha. This was in here down around this $163 back here in October. This was where it came to my attention because it went to a strong buy. We can go back here and look. It was a strong buy here, back here. Let's see, September 16th at 170. It went from a hold to a strong buy. That's where I found it. So let's talk about one stock that I have in my portfolio that I wanted, that I may have held on a little bit too long. It's AMD. AMD reported earnings. It's wacky. Why? Because they announced sales from China of older chips. It pushed the revenue up, revenue number up. It went, it pushed the margins down because they're older chips. And it, you know, we'll look at the chart on this one. This was interesting because that 227 level that I had put in there, it tracked that really well in after hours. Okay. It pulled right back there and you see a little pop, but then it just broke through. And now it's using that as resistance here. Okay. It was a good quarter. It wasn't a great quarter. It was a good quarter. And AMD slides even as Q4 results guidance surged past Wall Street estimates. Again, they're saying, hey, it goes past. The issue is the sales to China and the fact that they're saying, hey, our new chips, they're coming out in second half 2026. Second half is a big 6-month thing. Is it June or is it December? Because that affects the stock price today. And I think this was a good quote. Morgan Stanley analyst Joseph Moore said he was surprised at the weakness in the stock after the results as the numbers were quite good and AMD said the right stuff about the new products. Excuse me. We thought the stock would trade up on good results. We got good results, but apparently expectations were higher. So we were in the wrong about that, Moore wrote in a note. In some sense, the CPUs in shortage might create some expectations of memory type upside. But this is not a commodity product and the impact is less immediate. But servers growing double digits in Q1 is what is normally seasonally weak period is a very good strong indication for the year. And AMD hitting the majority share in many cloud-based markets is very positive down the road. He reiterated his equal weight rating, but lowered his price target from 260 to 255. Again, he's chasing the market down. It's a strong buy in the quant, okay? But it's fitting a sector that is currently weak, semiconductors. So is this one you want to buy? Well, AMD, buy the earnings dip. Maybe it is. But is it one that you want to buy right now? I would say wait. Wait, 3 days. You're hitting an all-time high there at 265. I think it's an all-time high. Yeah, it's an all-time high at 265. Why would you chase this one at 218 when you have a gap down here starting at, let's see, well, it's been filled. It gets down to 195. Wait 3 days. That's my game plan. One I traded before, again, earnings were really good, is Sonos. Would I hold this one? No. Even though Wall Street says it's a strong buy, their price target is 32% up. But when I look at this one and I look at the 5 years, fundamentally, it's not a good stock. I don't like it. I don't currently like it. Now, it's a buy in the quant. Seeking Alpha has it as buy. Wall Street strong buy, but the quant says hold. Why? Valuation. You can go up here to the AI summary and read all about why the quant says it's a hold. You can read all the concerns raised by the Seeking Alpha analysts. Again, have the tools in place that lead you here. Now, the core portfolio. It is a list of like 25 names. I have to redo it. But one that's been in there for a long, long time is Eli Lilly. And Eli Lilly reported earnings, okay? They rise and it rebounds on Q4 beat after Novo-led decline. Here's the thing, and this was just in the market. It was out there. It was said yesterday, and Novo Nordisk crashed yesterday. This should have been the clearest buy signal, and I'm sorry I missed it, but I should have seen it. Because Eli Lilly, when Novo said, hey, we're going to lower our forecast and our guidance going forward, well, what's the other weight loss product? It's Eli Lilly. And they killed it on earnings. Now, do you want to buy it 1,087? Probably not. Probably not at all-time highs. Because any reaction in the market is an overreaction. But the whole way up, I have identified these levels. And if you bought at any of these levels during this time, I'm a genius. But it's about understanding what's on the screen. Okay, your MACD on a weekly, it's extended. Your RSI on a weekly, it dipped down to 56. It would have been great to buy it yesterday at 993 and seen the pop today. But would you buy a stock that is up there like that on a weekly? Probably not. Now, the 4-hour algorithm did say buy, but again, you have to be discerning about this. You have to understand what you're buying long term. The market is not a 5K. It is a full marathon. It is a long-term thing. I've said it many times before. Long-term buy and hold will beat any trades that you do in the market. So buy and hold is by far the best strategy, and you can see it. A good company with good products, with good earnings and good management, you'll see this type of stock chart. And yes, it traded sideways from July 2024 all the way until August 2025, and you had to deal with those downturns. And if you traded the 4-hour algorithm, that's great. At times you take profits. And at all-time highs, would I sell out of this one? No, I would be taking profits. Eli Lilly, for me, is not in my wheelhouse. I am a large cap tech investor, and that's where I go to. Eli Lilly is just one of those that I saw in the market early. I've traded around it. I don't currently own it. I wish I did. And you can see the quant ratings are all B-, A's, F. The valuation you are paying for the top dog in the market, its PEG ratio is only 1.25. That is super, super low. Why? Because the growth is so good. 45% revenue growth year over year. That's phenomenal. Wall Street thinks it's got a 14% upside to where it was trading. Its price target, $11.50. Where are you trading right now? $1,085. Understand that buying it today, that would be your top side. Because analysts will always chase the price up. They will always chase the price up. They will always chase the price down. They will always find reasons. So that's the podcast for today. That's it. Again, sponsored by Seeking Alpha. If you have any interest in these products, go over to Linktree. Premium and Alpha Picks is the bundle that I suggest. It saves you $159. It is an unbelievable deal because that $600 that you pay, I have no doubt in my mind that the value, bring it up, 356 days in a year. And I go to this website at least once a day, if not 5 times a day. Figure out how much that costs. And the content is phenomenal. Again, just the top stocks by market cap, the trending and most active stocks, seasonality, top winners, earnings calendar, my current earnings calendar right here, Uber. Uber reported, and they're down 1%. Again, Uber reported. I love this stock. Am I happy with its price? No, it doesn't fit the narrative right now. It's a weak stock. You can go and have Seeking Alpha. Sidekick. Go and have it look at Uber. And I'm telling you, one hack that you need to do is continually go to this top stock section and just look at the top 5. It will tell you areas that are moving. Micron, we know it's memory. Barrick, it's gold. New Lake Capital Partners. I don't even know what they do. What are they? They're an industrial REIT. This is a top one. Look at how good that one's doing. Year to date, down 3.46%, but it's got an 11.21% yield. And I'm sure you've had a dividend out there probably from now, but at the beginning of the year. But again, this top stock section, gold, hot, is in the, this is one that I don't think this one's done really well. 1 month it's up 7%. Year to date, you're up 28%. So yeah, it's done well. Even though this is an application software, this is one of those Bitcoin miners. So if you have Seeking Alpha, again, the bundle is where I tell people, but here you go. Even if you don't have Seeking Alpha, go and get the free 7-day trial. Go to that top stock section. Go and create a watch list. Go and understand what your portfolio is. Again, it's the Valentine's Day sale. You can save up to 15% in a free 7-day trial. And if you're a serious trader, then Pro might make sense. You can get it for $89 for your first month. Go and try it. This one comes with the Pro Quant portfolio, which is totally separate from Alpha Picks. But it gets Alpha Picks before they become Alpha Picks. Micron was in there months before it was in the Alpha Picks portfolio. Months before. Okay? Alpha Picks just started adding this back in like October. It was the top stock back here in June when it was $100. Now it's over $400. Again, understand the tools that you have. Go and get the tools. It might sound like an ad. This is the way I manage my portfolio. The entire podcast is about my portfolio. If you think it's an ad, I point out you're just a bad listener. And it's not a knock against you. It just means that maybe I'm not the podcast for you. So if you have any questions, even my email address is on Linktree. Remember, the newsletter is free. Go and look at all the links that I'm going to provide today. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, thanks, Donovan. Morning, Rosa. Morning, Dictator. And yes, ads, yay. They're sponsoring the podcast, man. Seeking Alpha, I'm telling you. They're so good. The content is so good. Let's see. The market's not open yet. So I've got to, okay, let me. Can you create a YouTube thumbnail? Using upload files, and let's see, downloads. Let's put this guy in. gonna put this into iMovie. I probably should do some new graphics, but I'm ill and I gotta do a whole video today. I gotta edit. I hate editing. Let's see. There we go. Copy. Oh no, that's not it. Copy. Save. There we go. Let's see. Did it come up? I don't like that one. Let's do a thumbnail in Canva. Let's do this one. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put in Micron. Let's see. SanDisk logo. There we go. Is it? Copy image. Let's see if this will go over. There we go. I know I have Western Digital and Seagate because I put those in before. Let's see. There's Western Digital and Seagate. Okay. Let's put that up there. That up there. I have to make that size. We'll shrink this down. You know what? Let's just shrink all three of these down. And then we'll put this like that. Oh, let's just put. Let's just shrink this and let's say and we'll shrink that down to this. And let's just okay. We're going to share that and download. And do. Somebody's asking, where can I get the newsletter? By the way, I need to redo. I may do a paid live with folks because I need to redo my Webull portfolio. It's gone from like 15,000 down to 10,000. I haven't made many moves in there. I still own Apple, Ethereum, Google, iBit, Nvidia, Spotify, and Tesla. And I may just redo that portfolio into a super, like, you know, hey, let's just focus on some alpha picks. I may just start using the top rated stocks and this upgrades and downgrades area for paid subscribers. Oh, app loving, getting killed again. It's software. Getting killed because of software. CloudEtch, which is led by CEO and founder Jim Payne, will use large language models to automate a lot of what is done by engineers and ad operations team. CloudEtch went into general availability on Wednesday. I mean, it's getting killed. Probably time to cut ties, to be honest. Getting absolutely destroyed. Year to date, down 31%. And I just put a big buy into that one. The short reports were killers, but a short report is different than an actual attack on the moat and the business. Oof. Yeah, that's bad. Copy, paste. Let's go to get the ads. Episodes. Oh. Wah wah. Oh. That's the question. I mean, that's the question is, here's the thing, Wendy. We've seen CRM have good earnings. We saw ServiceNow have great earnings. And I mean, just in the last 5 days, this is down 10%. 1 month, it's down 27%. Is anything that's software related is getting sucked into that. And now AppLovin, which had a moat in this ads business, I mean, that's an attack on the actual business. And the question is, does AppLovin address it in the in their earnings that are coming up? And their earnings are expected. I mean, here's the thing. Their last earnings, they beat by 2 cents. This next earnings are elevated significantly. Earnings per share estimate, $2.95. Revenue estimate, from 1.41 to 1.61. So you're seeing the, again, this continue up. But you look at their valuation, I mean, it's stretched. The growth is fantastic. And that's the killer. Does the growth slow a little bit? So, I mean, you're under $400 at open now. It's getting worse. So at some point, you have to cut ties. Now, here's a good one. So that it broke that 417, which was resistance. It broke that. That now becomes resistance. And so since you're down there, that now becomes a resistance level. So, I mean, this is going to hit. Fuck. What is this in my, hold on. Because this is a big portion of my Alpha Picks portfolio. Because I went overweight on it. My Alpha Picks portfolio, yeah, it's down 2%. So this one I am, yeah. Let's see, January 27th, I bought at 540. I am down 27%, which again, isn't overall horrible. It was I went in with a good 5-figure. So the dollar amount hurts, but it's not changing my life. It is hurting on the Alpha Picks portfolio, but wow, there are some Alpha Picks that are way up today. POWL is up 7%. And that was one that was, I think they had earnings. Yeah, they had earnings. It was a buy, I think. No, it went to a hold. Raises quarterly dividend, tops earnings estimates, but misses revenue in fiscal one, but up 7%. This one's not even a top stock. And year to date, it's up 52%. Year to date, this one's up 52%. Again, this hits the theme: industrials, electric components, and equipment. So it hits the theme. And ranked in sector, I mean, Fluid Energy, let's see. Year to date, up 61%. It hits the theme. So if you look at this one, look at the 6-month performance of some of these. I mean, we can do a quant rating. We're going to get rid of these. Let's include buy. Let's include buy and hold, because that 52 results. And if we just do a 6-month performance, Fluence Energy, which is the top one, is third, 314%. again, the market is kind of telling you that this is the sector that's pretty important. And when you go to AppLovin and you go to their sector, information technology, and we go to 6 month performance, there's some that's good. I mean, this one, AXTI, good God. And that was 4.99. This one's had a pullback as well. They have a hold on it. Wall Street has 5 analysts that cover it. Year to date up 27%. Interesting. Again, I could literally do this all day. Just sit and go down the rabbit hole of seeking alpha. Now let's do. And there it is. So do I go in and get rid of AppLovin? I mean, I think it's floundering around that 400. You got down to 393. It's kind of coming back. I mean, I almost want to buy it, but I mean, that's a different story. That's different than the short reports. That's what's concerning. The short reports were one thing. This one's just a totally different ball game. But I've got to figure out what to do with that. Copy. Seeking alpha bundle. Copy. Alpha picks. One thing I don't like doing is panicking. So Alpha Pro. Episode summary. We're gonna upload file. Okay, let's see. Preview ready. Wow. It already uploaded the preview. We'll do 2, 3. We'll go to the waveform. Okay, playlists. Daily podcast recordings. Oh, I gotta go back. I have to check that. Paid promotion. Save, next. Public. Yeah, it's back down under 400. I mean, I just looked at my overall portfolio. Let's see, overall portfolio is green today. Yeah. Holy crap. I'm way up. Why is that? Apple. I didn't expect this to get to 280 in the next couple of days. But it did. That's crazy. That's just nuts. We've got a dog snoring in the background too. Love that. Okay. And let's upload to Substack. Amrita Roy and Day just did a masterpiece, by the way, on their memory. So if you go, let's see, this one. If you're interested, this was just a great. I don't know if she posted this. Let me see. Let me see if I don't know if they posted it here. Let me see if Uman. How do you spell his name? Utman. U-T-T. Udem. No, maybe they just put it on Substack. I need to follow Udman. Udem. Do I follow Rita? I need to follow them. But they just did I mean, this laid it out for me that memory's just continuing to be, I mean, just crazy needed. It's for all those models. Yeah, I don't understand how Uber's going down. I mean, Jimmy puts it perfectly. It was just a great, I mean, just a headline from Uber, and it's down 5%. How is this down 5%? Let me look at their earnings. Profit outlook. That's what it is. Double-digit increase in bookings. Yeah, and Khosrowshahi, the CEO, I'm convinced more than ever that autonomous vehicles represents a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, adding that AVs on the platform are at significantly higher utilization than standalone platforms. So, again, Tesla launching their own thing, you're going to have to get people to download an app. I mean, I'm going to have the app because it's going to be in the Tesla app. But how this one's down at 70, I just don't know. Now, I don't own a bunch of this. I did trim at 90, I think. And that 82, that was supposed to be support. It's not. Now you're down at the $70 support level. Then you're getting down to 60. But from a fundamental standpoint, I mean, it's just momentum that's killing this. It's not the valuation anymore. This is at a PEG ratio of 1.4. They're growing at 18% revenue growth year over year. Profitability, 34%, not bad. And everybody's bringing their, I mean, that's 42 earnings per share up, none down. Yeah, this Uber prints cash, but the market complains. Q4 earnings preview. I mean, that's it. That's 100% it. So 2-4 podcast. Let's see. Yeah, 387. I mean, that's at day's low. The market is clearly not coming back in this name. I'll probably wait until I'd like to see that 417 retest during the day. If not, I'll probably cut my position to just the holding percentage in alpha picks, probably even lower. Just that right there that's an attack on the business. And it's not an attack like the app loving business is bad. It's, hey, you're the leader in this business. We're going to just attack you. And it goes to the point, again, the narrative that AI is going to disrupt and software companies will not be able to charge per seat licenses that have this huge, crazy valuation. It fits the narrative that getting out of software is probably the right play. And by the way, Google is set to report results today. I expect that one to absolutely kill it. Kill it. Its valuation is not stretched. You're at all-time highs at 342. Just the growth of this company. I mean, again, 13% year over year on that, Apple's growing at 10% year over year. At 33 times forward earnings. Is it crazy? Its PEG ratio is 2.10. Maybe it gets taken down. I mean, look at Apple, 34 times forward earnings, 3 forward PEG ratio. So, and that's up 2.85%. But they're only growing at 10%. Google's growing at 13%. In my mind, again, Mag 7 probably out the door. Are these going to lead the market in the next year? Probably not. So, okay, with that, I don't know how many people are here, but hit the thumbs up button. I will talk to you guys probably Friday. I may do a paid newsletter, a paid thing on Substack Friday. So, and I'll have schedule updates next week because I do have a personal matter with my car. I've got to take my car in on Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday, February 10th. So office hours will need to be rescheduled. Report spam. You are not in my contacts. Oh, look at that. Why did I get... Oh. Oh, okay. I will see you guys later. I got stuff to go to. You guys have a great day. See ya.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.